We are Year 3 Psychology undergraduate students from Middlesex University, Dubai, and we thank you for the opportunity to showcase our research at your prestigious conference. Our team study is on the investigation of students' implicit biases towards the gender and qualifications of their lecturers. Teaching evaluation questionnaires have been used to assess a lecturer's teaching performance, but they are sometimes susceptible to student implicit biases or stereotypes. Many previous research findings have showed that students tend to have biases towards the qualifications and more specifically gender of their lecturers or teaching agents, where women and teaching agents with low qualifications were rated lower, while women were assumed to have lower qualifications than males, regardless of their actual teaching abilities. Since our literature review and findings are based on the West, which might be different within the UAE, our study focuses on UAE-based students. Additionally, due to little research conducted on the qualification aspect of biases, our current aim was to investigate students' perceptions on the gender and qualification aspect of teaching agents. Therefore, our study had three hypotheses. First, male teaching agents will receive greater student teaching evaluation scores than female teaching agents. Second, highly qualified teaching agents would receive greater student teaching evaluation scores than lower qualified teaching agents. Third, the teaching agent's gender and qualification would interact with each other to significantly impact students' teaching evaluation scores.
The study utilized a between-group experimental design with the dependent variable being the student's perception of the teaching agent. The first independent variable was gender, which had two levels, male and female, and the second independent variable was qualification, in which masters and PhD formed the two levels. The study recruited over 300 participants, out of which 175 participants were retained after the data cleaning process. The participants were either studying in UAE presently or had studied within the past 2 years. And all the participants were between the ages of 18 and 25. A key feature of the study was the computer-generated videos of South Asian teaching agents conducting an online lecture. The reference figure right below is an example of the simulated teaching agent videos that the participants had seen. The videos were made in collaboration with the research lab at Middlesex University. All the simulated teaching agent videos had standardized script and videos with the gender and qualification being duly manipulated variables. After the participants had viewed the short simulation videos, they were asked to fill out a teaching evaluation questionnaire created by Basso in 1995 in order to measure the students' perception of the teaching agent. The video and questionnaire component of this study was distributed using Qualtrics, and the data collected from all the participants were evaluated using 2x2 factorial ANOVA.
The ANOVA analysis indicated a non-significant difference between the teaching evaluation scores obtained by the male and female teaching agents. Likewise, there was no significant difference between the scores obtained by teaching agents with a PhD qualification and those with a master's qualification. Finally, there was no significant interaction between these two variables to impact the teaching evaluation scores given by the students. All three findings contradicted the initial hypotheses presented, and here are some justifications as to why this may be. Firstly, the non-significant effect of teacher gender on evaluation scores could be because of the study's large sample of female participants. Past research has shown that female students are more likely to understand and connect with their female lecturers, and as a result, rate these female lecturers equally, if not more, than male lecturers. As the current study had a high ratio of female to male participants, it is likely that our female participants rated female teaching agents the same way. Furthermore, past research has shown that students pay more attention to teacher experience and delivery of relevant content within the class, rather than the teacher's educational qualification. As the current study involved teaching agents with a constant script, it is likely that all participants perceived, and rated these teaching agents on equal levels. Past research has also shown that students who are exposed to diverse learning environments are less likely to have implicit biases towards their teachers of different backgrounds. As the current study was conducted in the UAE, which is known for its diverse educational settings, it is likely that our participants also had less implicit biases towards the teaching agents. Additionally, it is important to note that the videos of the teaching agents showed them conducting a class over virtual platforms, which could have been a new and passive experience for some of our participants, which consequently affected the findings and results.
This study was the first of its kind to examine implicit biases in the student's perception towards the teaching agent within the diverse UAE region. Another strength of the study was that we were able to observe the implicit biases in an online teaching mode, which is very much relevant to the teaching pattern adopted during the current pandemic. Finally, the study reduced respondent fatigue as the participants were shown a short video simulation as well as asked to complete a short questionnaire. The uneven gender distribution of the participants of this study were one of the main limitations faced. Due to the loss of data from the participants after the data cleaning process, there was an uneven distribution in the conditions viewed by the participants. For this study, the condition with the female teaching agent with a master's degree was viewed the most. In the simulated teaching agent videos, the qualification of the teaching agent appeared at the bottom of the screen in a small font, which may have been gone unnoticed by the participants, leading to non-significant results in the association between qualification and students' perception.
Future research should incorporate methods based on the limitations of the current study to prevent such limitations from happening again. To conclude, this study set out to investigate the impact of teaching agents' gender and qualification on students' perceptions towards them, where the study results showed that both gender and qualification, when integrated together and measured separately, did not affect students' perception of their designated teaching agent, in contrast to previous literature and research findings. Although the scope of the study was limited, this study provides insights where students in the UAE in general might not be biased towards their educators. Hence, these findings can help educational authorities to formulate plans that enhance students' openness to diverse teaching staff, especially in schools where younger students might be more susceptible to implicit biases towards gender. Furthermore, lecturers can also be trained to improve course factors like content delivery, which can diminish effects of student biases. Additionally, here are some references that will give more insight into our topic. We thank you once again.